Cerberus is a name that echoes through the halls of Greek mythology. This three-headed hound is one of the most iconic creatures in ancient lore, a beast that has captured the imagination of countless generations. His story is one of power, fear, and the eternal struggle between life and death. He is the fearsome hound of Hades, the god of the underworld. Hades, often depicted as a stern and unyielding deity, relies on Cerberus to guard the entrance to his dark domain. The bond between Hades and Cerberus is one of mutual respect and necessity, as both play crucial roles in maintaining the balance of the cosmos. This monstrous dog guards the gates of the underworld, ensuring that no living soul may enter and no dead soul may leave. His three heads are said to represent the past, present, and future, a constant reminder of the inescapable nature of time and fate. Each head is vigilant, ever watchful, and ready to strike fear into the hearts of those who dare to challenge the natural order. Cerberus is a terrifying figure, embodying the fear of death and the unknown that has haunted humanity since the dawn of time. His very presence is a stark reminder of the mysteries that lie beyond the mortal coil, the questions that have no answers, and the inevitable end that awaits all living beings. Cerberus is not merely a guard dog, however. He is a powerful symbol of death and transition. In many ways, he represents the threshold between two worlds, the living and the dead. His role is to ensure that this boundary is respected, that the natural order is maintained, and that the souls of the departed find their rightful place in the afterlife. His presence at the entrance to the underworld highlights the irreversible nature of death. Once a soul crosses this threshold, there is no turning back. The journey to the underworld is a one-way passage, a final destination from which there is no return. Cerberus stands as the ultimate gatekeeper, a sentinel who ensures that this journey is completed without interruption. Cerberus represents the finality of passing from the world of the living into the realm of the dead. This transition is one of the most profound experiences in human existence, a moment that has been explored and contemplated by philosophers, poets, and theologians throughout history. Cerberus, with his fearsome appearance and unyielding vigilance, embodies the gravity of this passage. As such, he is both a fearsome and a fascinating creature, capturing the imagination of poets, artists, and philosophers for millennia. From ancient pottery to modern literature, Cerberus has been depicted in countless ways, each interpretation adding to the rich tapestry of his legend. His image has been a source of inspiration, a symbol of the unknown, and a reminder of the power of myth. The tales of Cerberus are deeply intertwined with the ancient Greek understanding of the afterlife. In these stories, he is not just a monster, but a guardian, a protector of the sacred boundary between life and death. His role is essential to the functioning of the underworld, a place where souls find their final rest, and where the natural order is preserved. The Greeks believed that the underworld was a real place, located beneath the earth. This shadowy realm was a place of mystery and fear, a destination that all souls would eventually reach. The underworld was not just a place of punishment, but a complex and multifaceted domain where the dead could find peace or torment depending on their deeds in life. It was a shadowy realm where the souls of the departed went after death. This place was ruled by Hades, who, with the help of Cerberus, maintained order and ensured that the souls of the dead remained where they belonged. The underworld was a place of finality, a destination that marked the end of the mortal journey and the beginning of an eternal existence. Cerberus's role was to ensure that this realm remained separate from the world of the living, maintaining the natural order of life and death. His presence was a constant reminder of the boundaries that must not be crossed, the rules that govern the cosmos, and the delicate balance that must be preserved. In this way, Cerberus is not just a monster, but a guardian of the natural order, a symbol of the eternal cycle of life and death. Cerberus is most often described as having 3 heads. This iconic feature is what makes him instantly recognizable in mythology and art. Each head represents a different aspect of his nature, adding layers of meaning to his already complex character. Some scholars believe that the 3 heads symbolize the past, present, and future. This interpretation suggests that Cerberus is a guardian not just of physical realms, but also of the temporal dimensions. Others suggest they represent birth, life, and death. This view aligns Cerberus with the natural cycle of existence, making him a more universal symbol. Regardless of the interpretation, the three heads amplify Cerberus's already formidable appearance. They make him a creature of immense power and mystery. In addition to his multiple heads, Cerberus is often depicted with a mane of serpents. These serpents are not just decorative, they serve to enhance his terrifying presence. These writhing serpents add to his monstrous appearance and highlight his dangerous nature. They are a constant reminder of the peril that surrounds him. The serpents could strike at any moment, injecting their venom into anyone foolish enough to approach. This makes Cerberus not just a visual threat, but a lethal one. Cerberus's bark is said to be as loud as thunder, shaking the very foundations of the underworld. This auditory element adds another layer to his fearsome reputation. Cerberus's appearance is a physical manifestation of the fear he inspires. His very presence is enough to deter most from attempting to cross him. He is everything that humans find terrifying, powerful, unpredictable, and associated with death. These qualities make him the perfect guardian for the underworld. Yet, despite his fearsome appearance, Cerberus is not inherently evil. He is a creature of duty. Bound to his role as the guardian of the underworld, he is simply fulfilling his duty as guardian of the underworld. His role is to ensure that the balance between the living and the dead is maintained. He is a creature of instinct, driven by his nature to guard the gates and prevent any unauthorized crossings. This makes him a vital part of the mythological landscape, a being that commands both respect and fear. In various myths, Cerberus interacts with other legendary creatures and heroes, further cementing his place in the pantheon of mythological beings. His encounters with figures like Hercules and Orpheus add depth to his character, showing that even the most fearsome guardians have moments of vulnerability and complexity. Ultimately, Cerberus is a symbol of the boundary between life and death, a guardian who ensures that the natural order is upheld. His presence at the gates of the underworld serves as a reminder of the inevitability of death and the mysteries that lie beyond. His eyes, often depicted as glowing with an eerie light, add to his otherworldly aura. They seem to pierce through the darkness, seeing all who approach the gates he guards. Surrounded by swirling mists and shadows, Cerberus stands as an eternal sentinel, a creature of legend whose story continues to captivate and terrify. Cerberus' role as gatekeeper of the underworld was of paramount importance in Greek mythology. This three-headed dog, often depicted with a serpent's tail, a mane of snakes and lion's claws, was not just a mere guardian, but a formidable force that maintained the balance between life and death. The Greeks believed that the souls of the dead had to cross the river Styx to enter the underworld. This river, one of the 5 rivers of the Greek underworld, was considered the boundary between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. The journey across the Styx was a crucial part of the soul's passage to the afterlife. Charon, the ferryman, would transport the souls across the river, but only if they had been properly buried and had a coin to pay for passage. This coin, often placed in the mouth of the deceased, was a payment for Charon's services. Without it, the soul would be left to wander the banks of the Styx for eternity, unable to find peace. Once across the river Styx, the souls would encounter Cerberus. This monstrous guardian stood vigilant at the gates of the underworld, ensuring that the souls of the dead remained within and that no living being could intrude upon the realm of Hades. His job was to ensure that no living person entered the realm of the dead and that no soul escaped back to the world of the living. Cerberus's presence was a constant reminder of the inviolable boundary between life and death, a boundary that was not to be crossed lightly. This role highlights the ancient Greek belief that death was a one-way journey. The Greeks held a profound respect for the natural order of life and death, and Cerberus was a key figure in maintaining this order. Once a soul crossed over to the underworld, there was no returning. The finality of this journey was a central tenet of Greek mythology, emphasizing the permanence of death and the importance of living a virtuous life to ensure a peaceful afterlife. Cerberus's presence at the gates of the underworld served as a reminder of the finality of death. His fearsome appearance, with 3 heads that could see in all directions, ensured that no soul could slip past unnoticed. He was a constant symbol of the separation between the living and the dead. This separation was not just physical but also spiritual, representing the distinct realms that the living and the dead inhabited. His fearsome appearance served as a deterrent, discouraging any who might consider trying to cheat death or interfere with the natural order of life and death. Cerberus was not just a guardian, but a symbol of the inevitability and finality of death, a reminder that the journey to the underworld was a one-way passage with no return. Section 4, the 12th labor, Heracles confronts Cerberus. One of the most famous myths involving Cerberus is the story of his capture by the hero Heracles. As part of his 12 labors, Heracles was tasked with capturing Cerberus and bringing him back to King Eurystheus. This seemingly impossible task tested Heracles' strength, courage, and cunning to their limits.
I journeyed to the underworld and sought permission from Hades to take Cerberus. Hades agreed, but on one condition: I had to capture Cerberus without using any weapons.
This proved to be a daunting challenge, as Cerberus was a formidable opponent even for the strongest of heroes. Heracles relied on his immense strength and wrestling skills to subdue the monstrous hound.
I wrestled with Cerberus, eventually overpowering the beast and dragging him out of the underworld.
The capture of Cerberus showcased Heracles' incredible power and solidified his status as a hero of extraordinary ability. Section 5. Cerberus in art depictions of the underworld guardian. Cerberus, with his striking appearance and symbolic significance, has been a popular subject in art throughout history. From ancient Greek pottery to Renaissance paintings, artists have been captivated by the challenge of capturing the fearsome nature of the underworld hound.
Ancient Greek pottery often depicted Cerberus as a three-headed dog with a serpentine tail. He was often shown guarding the gates of the underworld or confronting heroes like Heracles. These depictions, though stylized, conveyed the power and ferocity associated with the guardian of the dead.
During the Renaissance, artists continued to draw inspiration from Cerberus. Renaissance paintings often depicted Cerberus in more realistic detail, emphasizing his muscular build and menacing appearance.
Artists like Michelangelo and Botticelli featured Cerberus in their works, showcasing the enduring fascination with this mythological creature.
Indeed, the image of Cerberus continues to captivate and inspire, reflecting the timeless allure of this legendary guardian.